John 13. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own, which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. So the devil put it into Judas' heart to betray him. He riseth from supper and laid aside his garments and took it. So Jesus, verse 3. YAHSHUA, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was come from God, and went to God, he rised up from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, an apron. And I looked up the word, and it means what you put on before you do your work. And girded himself. And after that he poureth water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel, the apron, wherewith he was girded. Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, dost thou wash my feet? And YAHSHUA answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not now. So you don't know what I'm doing now. It's just a very hard sentence to say in Old English. So let's try again. Jesus answered him and said, What I do thou knowest not now. You don't know what I'm doing now. But thou shalt know hereafter. So you're going to understand later, but you don't know what I'm doing now. Happens all the time. So, after that, Peter said unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. And YAHSHUA answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. YAHSHUA said to him, He that is washed, so if you're already clean, you need save to wash his feet. So if you're already washed, he that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but he is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. So once you're washed, once you're baptized, the only thing you have to do is keep your feet clean. And you are clean, but not all, because Judas Iscariot had the devil put the thing into his heart to go betray him. Kind of like what happened to Caiaphas, when Caiaphas had the prophecy to go betray Emmanuel. So to save the whole world, he knew he had to go kill God to save Israel and to save. He didn't know it was God. He called him Messiah. Mashiach. Simon Peter say unto him, we're going to go to verse 8. Peter saith unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. And YAHSHUA answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me. Simon Peter said unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but my hands and my head. And YAHSHUA said unto him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all. So you're all clean except for Judas Iscariot, who he knew was going to be the guy that was going to do what he's going to do. So after he had washed their feet and had taken the garments, and he has sat down again, he said unto them, Know ye what I have done to you? So he's like, Hey, do you understand what I just did? Ye call me Master and Lord, and ye say, Well, for I am. Ye call me Master and Lord, and ye say, Well, for so I am. If then your Lord and Master have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash each other's feet. So, teaching and helping each other as we go along, because as we already read, we've got to love one another as he loved us. And God, agape, loves you, unconditional, no strings loves you. Even if it's tough love, and even if there's long suffering, even if he has wrath, he still always loves you. It's like any good dad, if he spared the rod and he spared the son. For he knew who should betray him, therefore said he, ye are not all clean. So after he washed their feet, and had taken his garments, he was set it down again. He said unto them, Know ye what I have said? Know ye what I have done unto you? Know ye what I have done to you? Now do you understand? I cleaned your feet. You cleaned my feet. Mary cleaned my feet with her hair and with $300 ointment or perfume, because I'm going to get killed tomorrow. But you don't understand, even though I told you all these times. Imagine how frustrating it was for him. You call me Master and Lord, and ye say, Well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and Master, have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that ye should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither is he that is sent greater than he that sent him. If ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen, but that the scripture may be fulfilled, he that eateth the bread with me lifted up his heel against me. So somebody at the table that was with him, ate his food, and was learning with him, is going to put up his heel against him. And that's so that the word can be fulfilled. Now I tell you, before it comes to pass, that when it comes to pass, now I tell you before that, now I tell you before it come, that when it is come to pass, ye may believe that I am he. So if I tell you before it all happens, and then it happens, then you know it was him. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomever I sendeth, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomever I send, receiveth me. And he that receiveth me, receiveth him that sent me. 21. When YAHSHUA had thus said, he was troubled in spirit, and testified and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. So I'll bet you, even though he knew, he was still hoping that he wouldn't. Then the disciples looked one on another, doubting of whom he had spake. Now there was a leaning on Jesus' bosom. There was leaning on Jesus' bosom one of the disciples whom YAHSHUA loved. That's what John called himself. The guy that wrote this book said YAHSHUA leaned over on him and on his bosom. Now there was one leaning on Jesus' bosom. So John was leaning on him, whom Jesus loved. 24. Simon Peter therefore beckoned to him, that he should ask who it should be of whom he spake. So who's the one that's going to betray him? Now there was 25. He then, lying on Jesus' breast, saith unto him, Lord, who is it? YAHSHUA answered, He it is to whom I shall give sop when I have dipped it. And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. So the same guy that was complaining about the perfume, money guy, is the same guy that's going to do this. And he's going to sell them for the 30 pieces. So he picked money over his friend. Because Satan put the thought to betray him into him. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him. So after the sop, Satan entered into him, which is Judas, and then YAHSHUA said unto him, Thou doeth quickly. So he knows what it's going to be. He gives him a piece of bread, and that's the sop. Like, dips it and gives it to him and goes, Go do what you got to do quick. And then he just told John and Peter, the guy that I'm going to give the bread to is the guy that's going to go betray me. And when he had dipped the sop, and gave it to Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon. And after the sop, Satan entered into him, and then said YAHSHUA unto him, That thou doest, do quickly. Now no man at the table knew for what intent he spake this unto him. For some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, the money bag, that YAHSHUA said this unto them. buy those things that we have need of against the feast, Passover, or that he should give something to the poor. Like on that night, go give something to the poor, or hey, we're having Passover dinner and we forgot the lamb. That year, the lamb was served to all. 29. For some of them thought, because Judas had the bag, that YAHSHUA had said unto him, buy those things that we have need of against the feast, like the doves or the, what you have to sacrifice, that he should give something, or that he was going to go give something to the poor. 30. He then, having received the sop, went immediately out, and it was night. Therefore, when he was gone out, YAHSHUA said, now is the Son of Man glorified. God is glorified in him. Because at that point, God's all the way in him. He has that much faith that he's like, here, guy that's going to betray me, have some bread, go. And then here's some money, go betray me. I got to do what I got to do for the Father, because I came from the Father, and I'm going back to the Father. And I'm going to die for all of you, just like your high priest Caiaphas said. Wow. Oh, and Isaiah wrote about it 1,000 years ago. If God be glorified in him, God shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto you, unto the Jews. 33. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. So he's going to be with them for just a little while, and then that was the night before his death. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you. So he said to the Jews, where I'm going, which means I'm going to die, so after I'm dead, you can't come because you're not dead. And that's where the Father lives in the other dimension. And the Holy Spirit is like the conduit between him and this dimension. And then when he becomes man, he's YAHSHUA. When his spirit goes into a man, it's YAHSHUA. One YAHSHUA, lots of prophet guys, sent ones. So here's what he says. He's going where we can't go, and he wants to tell us here's the new rule. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. So he loved me, I know personally, unconditionally, and when everyone else threw me away, he picked me up and fixed me up and changed my life. So if I'm supposed to do that for other people, that's a tall order. And I'm trying as hard as I can. I'm still a man. And I was watching Pastor Melissa Scott today talk about love. And love's not, there's eros love, which is romantic love, which is not what we're talking about. And then there's brotherly love, which I thought it kind of was, but it's brotherly love, hey brother, I'll do this for you, you do this for me. It's a reciprocal love, and you're my brother, I'm your brother. So if I'm in your family, I'll help you. But agape love is different. No strings attached. I love you no matter what. I don't care what race you are, what color you are, whatever you are. He made you. It's like a father and a mother, they love their kid. The new commandment that I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. So there's lots of us in the group that do try hard, and it's usually the women. Joni, and a lot of them, but a lot of people get beaten down by the other ones that are saying, stop, cast them away. What about this? We follow the two rules. Love God more than you love yourself, and love each other more than you love yourself. And don't be the judge. And if you want to teach, teach. And if you want to learn, learn. But everyone needs exhortation. Everyone needs fellowship. And we all have questions. By this, all men know that ye are my disciples. Like John 8:31, he said, you'll know you're my disciple if you abide in my word, continue in my word, and follow me. And then he says that all men and all people are going to know that you're his disciples when the fruit comes out. And the fruit is agape love for everybody else. So he loved you no matter what, then you got to love other people no matter what.